Hello, I'm Barralet and welcome to this video where we're exploring the Australian essential oil of honey myrtle. Now, this one has a special place in my heart. Why? Because it's found and native to my own home state of Western Australia. Honey myrtle is actually a member of the Melaleuca family, and of course the most famous member of the Melaleuca family is tea tree, along with other oils you may have heard of such as Neoli and Rosalina. But there is some unique chemistry in the leaves of this tree where we get the essential oil from, and it has this unique honey lemonish scent, hence the name honey myrtle. Now, this has been used in a whole range of different ways that we're going to explore in this video, from indigenous people using it over thousands of years, crushing up the leaves, to how modern aromatherapists are using it today. So let's dive in and look at this beautiful tree and the essential oil it gifts us from its leaves. Let's explore honey myrtle. As I said in the introduction, honey myrtle is a member of the Melaleuca family. So, just like tea tree, we can use honey myrtle in a similar way. So what do we use tea tree for? Well, first of all, it's great for any kind of skin issues, whether it be acne or oily skin, or if there's been a cut, an abrasion, or an insect bite, honey myrtle's an alternative to there without that kind of astringent smell that tea tree has. Now, the other great thing is tea tree is really great for cleansing and cleaning. So you can use honey myrtle in the same way to wipe down surfaces. I just get a damp cloth, bit of honey myrtle, and wipe down, benches in the kitchen, in the bathroom. Desktops are a really great place where you're working throughout the day. Can be another great use of this essential oil. Now, of all the Melaleucas, this oil, honey myrtle, is really high in something called citral, which we normally find in other essential oils such as lemongrass, lemon verbena, and melissa. Citral is known to be really great as an antibacterial, antimicrobial, and antiviral kind of property, and so it's really great when you're feeling a little bit under the weather or need to get rid of a few bugs. So you could use it as respiratory support, popping it in the diffuser or mixing it with a carrier and rubbing it on the chest to make sure that your respiratory system is at its best. It's also been really helpful with the digestive system. So again, if you've got any digestive complaints, try a bit of honey myrtle, and rubbing that on the belly can be really beneficial as well. Finally, honey myrtle is renowned for being really great for insect repellent. So you can wear it, you can diffuse it whenever you want to keep those bugs away. Oh, one final thing. One of my good friends and aromatherapist says she's had great success with honey myrtle and teeth abscess. So you do want to make sure that the honey myrtle essential oil you're using is safe to use in the mouth, and if not, applying it near on the mouth on the face would be your next best thing if it's not healthy or at a standard where you can take it internally or put it within your mouth. So as you can see, honey myrtle has that beautiful honey lemony scent, but it's kind of like super tea tree as well. So anything you use tea tree for, why not give honey myrtle a try and enjoy the beautiful aroma. When it comes to the head and the heart, honey myrtle is a really nice relaxing essential oil. It's really great during times of high pressure or high stress. In fact, people with hypertension have found it to be really nice just to add to the diffuser, just to kind of calm you down, but to kind of uplift the mood. So if you're feeling a bit flat, a bit overworked, a bit exhausted, this can be a really great one as well. If you do need to keep going on and keep working, but you're kind of feeling like you're emptying the tank, this is an essential oil that's also really good for mental focus. So again, having it in the diffuser if you're doing long hours or if you've got a period of stress in your life, then this is going to be a really supportive one to help you keep yourself in balance. Remember that any gift from nature is always going to help us come back to balance and harmonize us with how we should naturally be, and honey myrtle is absolutely no exception to that at all. Now, I get really excited when I dive into the spiritual aspects of honey myrtle. Now, one of the key things that I find it's really helpful for is, as I said before, really good for times of stress and, high pressure. Now, when we're going through those times, when we're putting in a lot of hard work or we're kind of working on a project and it feels like, we're giving it our all, honey myrtle is a really good one to help us lean in to remember, what is the purpose? Why am I doing this? Often we need to put a lot of energy in sometimes in order to reap rewards. And honey myrtle helps you kind of keep on going when you feel like you're at your end. If we think in nature, Trees don't grow the same all the time. What do? Sometimes there's times of great growth and then there's times of regeneration. When you do need to grow, honey myrtle is helping you to keep that focus, to keep that joy and to keep that pleasure and to keep your eye on the end game or the prize. Sometimes when we're losing that, this is where we can kind of start to fall backwards or fall behind. Honey myrtle will stop you from doing that by making sure that you remember why you're getting up early, staying up late, putting in those long hours and giving all your energy to something. Honey myrtle is definitely an oil that allows you to bring pleasure into your life and enjoy things again, especially when you're starting to forget. One of my favorite times to work with honey myrtle is on a particular full moon. Now this full moon is known as the honey moon, also known as the rose moon or the strawberry moon. And this is the moon that happens in the peak of summer. Now if you're in the southern hemisphere, that will be in December, and if you're in the northern hemisphere, that will be in June. Now think about what the weather is like then. It's warm, we're outside, it's very celebratory, there's often a lot of holidays or celebrations around that time. Honey myrtle is a beautiful one to just inhale and kind of bring that joy back into your life. It's really great to pop in a little bit of water, like a silver bowl, and put that so that the moon is catching that water for a while and charging it, and then bathe yourself in that and bring that gratitude back into life. We know that when we're grateful for something, then the universe delivers us more. And when we are working so hard, that gratitude keeps us going. So try that on that particular full moon. That's a great time to grab your honey myrtle. Now, honey myrtle, being such a beautiful plant on the Australian landscape, has Lemurian connections. Now, Lemuria, if you're interested in Lemuria, check it out. It's an ancient civilization that's said to predate Atlantis that was based in the southern hemisphere. Now, the Lemurians had a really strong connection to nature, and when we tap in with this Lemurian energy or this Lemurian wisdom, we can actually start to really kind of reconnect with nature again. It is said that honey myrtle helps us to connect with things on a psychic level. Now, not just all things, but things that we may not necessarily want to connect with or not think of connecting with in the past. So it may be things such as rocks or, mountains or rivers. We normally think about, animals or something like that, and honey myrtle will work there, but also things that may be a little bit harder to connect with, or it may seem like the spirit or the soul of that thing may not be as easy to connect to. But if you talk to indigenous cultures, not only in the southern hemisphere, but around the world, they'll often tell you that yes, the mountain has a soul. Yes, the river has a being in it. You can also use honey myrtle for connecting with people far, far away or gaining wisdom from far, far away. Maybe you're in Australia and you want to connect with Avalonian energy up in Europe. Then honey myrtle can be a really great one for forming those long distance connections as well. Maybe you have a loved one that you want to send healing energy to. Inhaling honey myrtle and then visualizing that healing energy going off to them can be really powerful as well. Finally, honey myrtle is renowned for helping you connect with nature devas. These are the spirits that you find in beautiful natural places like I am right now. So, whether you need to remember your purpose and why you're putting in hard work, whether you're celebrating the honeymoon, or whether you want to make a spiritual connection with something that we don't normally connect with as much, but you feel that there's some wisdom there to be gained, honey myrtle can help you with that. When it comes to the chakras, which one do you think honey myrtle works really well with? Well, we've talked about a couple of things that are to do with one chakra in particular. First of all, we've talked about how when we're working hard and we're under a lot of pressure, that by working with honey myrtle, we start to remember the purpose or the bigger picture of why we're doing it and bring back a bit of enjoyment, seeing that grand vision that we're working towards. We've also talked about how honey myrtle has been used for a long time to help us to connect with not just people, but also other aspects of nature, even rocks and rivers and mountains, as well as people that are far, far away. Connection and pleasure are both of the realm of the sacral chakra, that orange energy center just below our navel. And honey myrtle is absolutely great for this. Working with it, inhaling it, anointing it on that area can really help you to bring back a bit more enjoyment to your life and form deeper connections. Now, one of the key words when it comes to the sacral chakra is intimacy. Not just romantic intimacy, although you could use honey myrtle for that, but just feeling comfortable being open, being authentic, being vulnerable where appropriate with other people as well. If you've been focusing on that sacral chakra, and I know it's a great one for me, it's probably my weakest energy center of the main 7, then honey myrtle is a really great one for helping you just relax into it, enjoy, and allow connections and relationships to flow rather than force them as well. Trust that all will be fine, and as you work towards things, you're not only kind of developing and accomplishments that you tick off the list, but you're enjoying the connections that you make along the way. That's where honey myrtle is absolutely perfect for working with the sacral chakra. Can I be honest with you? I'm a bit of a purist, and when it comes to diffusing essential oils, I like to just put one in the diffuser at a time so I can really get to know that essential oil and share my experiences with you. But you can make great blends, and you may love making some blends, and let's talk a little bit about what can we blend honey myrtle with. Well, if we're looking purely on that aromatic kind of level, it works really well with some of the other beautiful Australian oils, especially some of the different eucalyptuses. Try it with a kind of an ordinary eucalyptus, even a peppermint gum, or one of the like lemon scented oils, such as lemon eucalyptus, known as lemon scented gum, or lemon ironbark can be really nice as well. I sometimes find that a really woody essential oil can go really nicely with honey myrtle as well. So you could do cedarwood or sandalwood, and the best sandalwood would be, of course, Australian sandalwood. That would be a really beautiful one to keep that Australian energy together. Now, when we're talking about those different health issues that we're talking about in the body, well, any of the oils that you know that are great for respiratory, your eucalyptuses would be great for that, your ravensara would be really great for that, your laurel would be really great for that, for digestion. That's where peppermint comes in really beautifully. You can use ginger, you could use fennel, or you can really lean into cardamom for both the respiratory system and the digestive system. When it comes to the sacral chakra, bring in some of those beautiful orange fruits. Orange, tangerine, clementine, kumquat all work really well with the sacral chakra, as does neroli and summer savory and vanilla. So play around with them. Ooh, I was just thinking vanilla and honey myrtle would be a really nice duo. Try that one for sure. That would be really beautiful. So if you've got a nice honey myrtle blend that you've used before, how have you used it? What have you used it for? What is it? Share it in the comment section below so we can all gain from everyone's experience and enjoy Mother Nature's gifts together. To make the most out of honey myrtle, why not work with other gifts from Mother Nature as well? Now, one that I really, really love with honey myrtle is crazy lace agate. Now, crazy lace agate, here come the cockatoos. Crazy lace agate has a real joyous, it's sometimes called the happiness stone. So it brings that real pleasure and playfulness into whatever we do. So it's a really nice one to lean into when you're working with honey myrtle. Now, speaking of honey, what about the honey eater? This is the bird that we find various species in different parts of the world, including Australia. And one of the lessons of the honey eater is selectiveness, or being really choosy in what you choose to bring into your life. Now, a lot of the time we have negative things around us and positive things, or destructive and creative. But what are you focusing on? What are you worrying about at that time? Well, if you are selective with what you invite into your life and what is allowed to have headspace in your life, that's how you can bring back that pleasure. Stay positive, look for the good things, and look for that silver lining is exactly what honey eater teaches us to do. Astrologically, I find this is a beautiful lunar oil. There are beautiful white flowers, and white flowered plants often have a moon connection, and the gentle, joyous, luxuriating smell of honey myrtle is really, really beautiful, especially in that summer moon energy. Now, the moon governs Cancer. Cancer is about our home life, our feeling comfortable, our family, our loved ones. And when I say family, that can be our blood family, but also our chosen family as well. And getting along with them really harmoniously, especially when we, or all of the members, or one of the other members, is going through a busy period in their life. It helps with that harmony. And so working with that Cancer energy, and thus full moons in Cancer, or anything that's transiting through Cancer in astrology, honey myrtle could be one to bring in that way as well. So you can see why I love honey myrtle, this beautiful essential oil gifted to us from Western Australia. I hope that I've helped you to fall in love with it a little bit more, and I'd love to know, how do you use it at home, or what are you going to give it a shot? Give us a message down the bottom, or shoot us a comment. You know what I'm talking about. Comment down below. We all read each other's comments, and then we can kind of learn a little bit more about honey myrtle together. So this blessed gift that we get from Western Australia, I hope you love it as much as I do. Get into it, get it in your collection. I think it's got so many different virtues for the body, the head, the heart, and the soul. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I'm Adam Barralet. Blessed be.